Alright, the classic launch has occurred. It's been a few days. It's been a week. Can you believe it? It's been a week already. So we are releasing this video right here, and you can see this is my first little bit of action of PvP. I want to include that as a little extra before we get the video underway. I'm going to show you what you need to spec into, what talents you need to have for the Fury spec and the Arms spec, Arms being the primary one for leveling, and also to what talents you can skip so you do not waste your gold, because you're going to want to get that mount at 40. So this little 31, I'll pot on his ass real quick. That ain't cheating, right? Damn, get out of here, nerd. The warrior class is pretty much straightforward when it comes to leveling. I mean, obviously, it's just a face smasher, As you can see, that skill retaliation, you're going to want to couple that with sweeping strikes as you get higher level. That's going to help you get some EXP boost about every 30 minutes if you're using it on 3 to 5 melee mobs, depending on your skill level / the mob level. That little EXP boost will help you get a couple extra levels and stuff, which is very beneficial. As a warrior, you're going to be wanting to using bandages and stuff like that too, and food, bring all that stuff with you, health pots. As you can see here on the solo level tip, it gets a lot easier after 40, no matter what spec you do. I prefer the Arms spec, but you can do Fury if you like to. Later on in the video, I'll show you how to skip some ranks so you can save some money. Fury is pretty OP, it's pretty broken, late game, but you need a lot of hit. That's what makes it not as good for leveling as Arms. As a warrior, you're usually going to be the group leader. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to, the dungeons and stuff and tanking, you're going to have to learn how to mark stuff. But it does make finding a group a little bit easier for dungeons because tanks are always in demand, even though the warrior is a sword class. Everybody does it, but not everybody wants a tank, so you can benefit off that. There are, so far as endgame goes, I know this is more of a leveling guy than an endgame guy, but I want to tell you about it. You want to get an Arcanite Reaper as fast as you can, because that's going to be the best thing you can get all the way up until they release either the Unstoppable Force or the Spinal Reaper out of Molten Core. And that Spinal Reaper does drop off Ragnaros. The gear you're going to want to get is the Valor set, obviously from Upper Blackrock Spire, Lower Blackrock Spire, the end game content. If you want to do the tanking thing, I'll be making a tanking video as I get to the end game to show you a little bit more on that. So we're going to hold off on that. For Fury, you can have, I believe the weapons you're going to want to get are like the Black Dragonflight, main hand and stuff like that. But that's Blackwing Lair, that's way down the road and stuff. And that's whenever Fury Warriors actually become viable in like end game content. Other than that, you're going to see a lot of crit warriors for Arms and stuff like that. So just make sure that you're paying attention to where you're at in the progression. After a while, the DPS that Fury Warriors deliver is considerably higher than Arms Warriors, and usually there'll only be one Arms Warrior and maybe 2 Fury Warriors in the 40-man raids as you get towards that, tier 2.5, Naxxramas stuff, which is way down the pike for us, so we're not worried about that. What we are worried about, though, is making sure that you pick the right spec for your playstyle to level. So, if you look at it this way, Fury is more of a single target type of, keep it moving, constant pulling, whereas the Arms, you can pull multiple targets and do that efficiently without dying as much. On here, you can see these are some of the talents that you can skip. You got Shield Bash, Overpower, Rend, Thunderclap, Hamstring, and Mocking Blow. You can skip all of those. You don't need to train those past rank 1. It can be tempting to, but if you skip those, you'll save yourself about 5 to 10 gold, depending on what rank you stop at. If you feel like you don't have to level those up anymore. Overpower is, kind of iffy, but the damage only goes up by 10 from rank 1 to rank 2, so just keep in mind that a lot of these skills are a waste of gold. You want to have a hit cap of, I think, 9 to 12% whenever you are late game Fury Warrior. Before that, you want to have 5%, or it's not even worth going Fury, because you're going to miss, and you're going to miss a lot. So make sure whenever you're leveling, the main thing I'm giving, that's just a general thing for any class, is that you're leveling in areas where you know, the quests are like yellowish. You know, you don't want to go too far into the green. You don't want to go too far in the red, especially as a warrior, because if you don't know, you will know that leveling up above or below as a warrior is just a complete waste of time, and it is with every other class too. But it's a little bit more difficult with the warrior because you have the weapon skill to be able to hit the mobs actually. So just make sure you're conscious of what you're fighting. I am going to get you a leveling guide out today as well, so if you want to check that out later, check back with us. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you liked it. If you didn't, say so. Tell me what I need to do to get better, man. It's all part of the game. Check me out, ChimeraRoy87 on all the socials, and we'll see you on Twitch, bitch.